Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Trust you have had a good day. I'm very excited to be here today. We are going to be walking ourselves through the road of online safety. I promise you, it's going to be very interesting and engaging. So I'm looking forward to the best of the training. What we are going to be doing right now is to present our slide so that everyone can get to see uh, what we are going to be talking about today. Um, so it's all about internet safety. It's all about ensuring that our families are safe, ensuring that our children, most especially, they are safe from the predators out there, right? So I'm going to make sure we are all carried along. But if you have any question you may want to ask, please, I would like you to make use of the comment box, so you can send in your questions, your feedbacks, your whatever you think you want to ask anytime, any moment, just drop it there. It will surely be addressed. Uh, the uh, topic before us basically is keep your family safer online. And the whole idea is to see how we can ensure that our children are safe, our family as a whole, uh, it's safe while enjoying the best of the internet world. So here's the thing, let's discuss the challenges on parenting in the digital age. Modern kids have never known a time when they couldn't connect to the entire world via the internet. In fact, they probably spend more time online than anyone else. Certainly more than you, the parents. Yeah, so, I mean, we can argue this. Some of us might feel that we spend more time online than our kids. I bet to disagree with you. Kids these days, they sleep there, they eat there, they dine there, that's more like what they do 24/7. So let's dive in and help us as parents better understand the landscape. So here's the thing. This is a statistic um, that shows that 48 to 66% of the sub-Saharan Africa population are already online. I want us to ask ourselves this question: how old you were when you got hold of this kind of technology? For kids today, the internet is becoming a part of growing up. It's like everyday thing. Like if a kid does not know how to power a system, for example, like is not going to belong. Let me put it that way. So it's more like an everyday thing for kids in this age and time. So things move quick in our connected world. So we can't really compare um, our home time with this current time. So let's see. Um, most parents feel they know what things are doing online, but teens don't think so. So as parents, we believe that yes, I know what my child is doing. I know what he or she is doing out there, but they believe that you don't even know. So what do your children actually do online? I want you to make use of the comment box and just what you think your kids, what you think they do online, and let's see the kind of responses we will get from you, and let's see if those responses are the same, everywhere, right? Um, Now, how do children use the internet? So let's say 4% chat online with their friends, 52% watch video clips, while 53% play online games against friends and strangers. Yeah, so the digital technology has become a fundamental part of children's lives. Your children need to understand the same principles apply online. So although there is a tendency to limit access, to tech, but tech can be an amazing force for good. So the truth of the matter is, while we are thinking that, oh, there is a need for us to safeguard our children, our words online, we also need to realize that it's also a force for good. It has its positive side. So let's see some of uh, parents' reactions on this. So let's do this. What are the biggest concerns you face in keeping your children safe online? I'm very much interested in that. People have different concerns. I mean, different parents with different concerns. So please make use of the comment box, to really see the concerns that you have, and the concerns can be similar in some cases. This parent can have similar concern with the other parent. So let's really take our time to put that in the comment box. It is great. It's great to see we have all got such a form of concern, and let's see what the concerns are from our own angle. So some of our parents in the past, they have given us some of their concerns, which we have already put out here. So I'm wondering if you can really see some of this concern. Parents, according to this, parents need to be more involved, engaged, and educated. My children are more tech savvy than I am. I mean, that's a concern for another one. Safety is paramount. I am concerned with what they get up to when I'm not monitoring them. Yeah, that's another concern. This is the era of technology. Kids don't play outside anymore. Interestingly, very, very interesting. I mean, you get to see a lot of kids on their phones, 24/7. Yeah, people can pretend to be online. Yeah, I mean, we talked about stranger danger. Yeah, so some people, they will just pretend to be even someone and they use that to do whatever they want to do. I don't want them stumbling across things they shouldn't be stumbling across. Yeah, I mean, this is very valid, and that's more reason why we are doing this. You are going to see some of the things that would really help you to address all of these concerns. So tech is an amazing force of good. 76% use the internet for homework and research, right? 45% researched work and study opportunities. 33% created and uploaded their own music. So, like I said earlier, you could think that, yes, I'm very afraid. I need to protect my words to ensure that nothing bad, gets them online. Yes, I mean that your excuse, or that your reason is very valid. But again, you need to also analyze the positive side of it, and weigh your options. So what we are trying to do today is not to let them play the negative side, but for you to see that, yes, this positive side is there, and the negative side, how do we ensure that we walk around the negative side so that it doesn't affect your work, so that it doesn't affect your family, right? So that's more like it. So the positive side is what we are embracing, while the negative side, we are going to be creating, learning some learning about some tools, learning about some strategies to ensure that our words are safe, right? So let's move on. So the agenda for today, like I said, is to set digital ground rules for the family. 2 is to discover and manage family-friendly content. And 3 is to protect your family's online privacy and security. So, like I said, these are the 3 things that we are going to be discussing today, and that would really help us, to protect us from the negative side of the web, from the dark side of the web. And that will really help our children to continue to have, their fun, and you will be less worried, after this session. So let's quickly deep dive into this. Let's see how we set digital ground rules. But every family is different, and therefore the limitations, restrictions, and guidelines you want your family to live their digital lives should be up to each individual family. Setting ground rules can help you enjoy the best of the internet while understanding that there's a limit to where the good of the internet can become a negative impact if abused and overused. So let's see. So let's ask, ourselves this question: what kind of ground rules do I set, currently for my family? I mean, it's a question. It's a personalized question. If you have set a digital ground rule in your family, would you love to share? So you can make use of the comment box, to share the kind of ground rules that you already set in your family. If you have set one, right? So it's good to learn from each other. So please, I want you to make use of the the comment box to ask this question. Okay, so some options for digital ground rules. Number one is to establish boundaries around screen time. Of course, we are going to be talking about screen time. I mean, that will be our next slide. Screen time is all about, and how we can ensure that the screen time for our children can be well managed. Number two is to create family rules about what to share. Create family rules about what kind of information to share. So my own rules in my family might be different from your own. So we'll get to really see all of that. Number three is to establish family values online. So we have different values, and our values will determine what we eventually share, right? So let's see what the screen time looks like. So how do you currently approach screen time with your children, and are you good with screen time yourself? So, they say that, whatever you don't have, you can't give. So if you cannot manage your own screen time effectively, it will be hard for you to train your children on how to effectively manage their own screen time. So it's a question to you as well. Do you stay online 24/7? If you do, leadership is by example. The student, your children would definitely want to follow suit. So before you talk to your children about this, it's a question you need to ask yourself. How often, do I go online? Am I always online? And whenever I'm online, what do I do? I mean, what are the things that I engage in? So the whole idea is not for us to say staying online is not good, but for us to see how we can manage or balance the positive impact of it and the negative impact. Looking at the positive, we've already established the fact that your children use it to complete their homework and also connect with friends and family. Then the negative impact is that it affects their sleep, and they just keep searching online. That the way sleep cycles work, it can be affected. Sleep cycles are affected by blue lights from screens, tricking our brain into thinking it is still daylight, making it difficult to sleep, right? So sometimes when you are just on your system or you're on your phone, you are just, having your phone, and you don't even know that, the day, is already done. Like you are just enjoying, and the penetration of the light is keeping you awake, and you don't just want to sleep, and you cannot have enough of it, right? So it's quite important that we are aware of this, and we find a way of ensuring that it doesn't affect some things about us, and it doesn't affect something that very, very special to us, like uh, our sleep, right? So let's make progress by introducing to us what we call family link. We are extra protective when it comes to family. So we take care of our youngest users by providing parents with the best support to help their children enjoy quality content that parents feel good about. I mean, that's more like the family link. And what that does is to help you be in control of your child's device. So let me say that again. So you are worried about, I mean, some of the concerns that we initially established, were number one, I don't even know what my child is doing. Number two, I'm afraid I don't want them to start talking to strangers. Number three, I don't want some content that meant for adults to come to them. I mean, quite a number of some of these worries, some of these fears that we already highlighted. So what we are saying is Family Link is the solution for all of these concerns that you have, because it will protect your child from seeing those adult content. It will help you to even see what your child is doing on his or her phone. And again, it even gives you more like a complete control of your child's device. So, for example, if you want to set up a screen time, like you just want your child to be able to use his device between 10 a.m. in the morning to like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Before 10 a.m., he's not able to use it. After 2 p.m., he's not able to use it. It's just the time that you have allotted, to him that is able to make use of. So that's more like a powerful tool. So you are not half asleep, half awake, trying to peep, through your door to see what your child is already, he or she is doing in his room. So you once that is set up on your phone, on your child's phone, is not able to do some certain things. So we will still talk more about this. So look at it. If you want to set it up, it's very simple. To set up Family Link, you will need to create a Google account for your child or family member. And the way it is, if your child is under 13, Google will prompt you to link your email account with theirs. So for children under the age of 13, I mean, this is very, very suitable, to use. You just follow the prompt to accept the terms and condition. And again, you can download the Google Family Link for children from the App Store. So there is Google Family Link for parents, which it will be for you when you download. That will be downloaded on your phone. And there is Google Family Link for children, which will be downloaded on your child's phone. I mean, that's more like the explanation. So your own phone is parents' phone, then your child's phone is for children. And the way it is that there is a code that will be shared with you by Google, and you just need to connect it. And once you are able to connect, you are completely in control of your children activities online. So just download the Google Family Link for children in the App Store. And for some latest phones, I'm talking about Android phones, it comes with it. Once you go, to your settings, you will see where we have Family Link. So it's it's very easy, to use. So set up Family Link. We've talked about how you can go about all of this, right? So some of the functionalities of what Family Link helps you to achieve. Family Link helps you to manage the apps your kids use. So all the apps that you want your children to use, on their devices, you can be the one to select it. You can be the one to approve it, just in case they have one particular app that they are very much interested in. You can decide to approve or decline everything is from your palm. We can temporarily lock your child's device at different times of the day. So if you want to make it a form of punishment, you can decide to lock it, and your child will not be able to have access to his or her phone. And you can also set screen time limits. So once he or she is able to use like 4 or 5 hours in a day online, you want your child to relax for the day, right? So you can do all of that. You can lock your child's device remotely. So anywhere he or she is, you can decide to lock his or her phone right from your own phone. It is that powerful. So manage their devices or hide specific apps whenever it's time to play, study, or sleep. For example, bedtime. Set a bedtime routine to lock your child's phone while they sleep. Homework or dinner, lock devices immediately so they can focus on other activities like studying or spending time with family. You might even decide the right amount of screen time for your child, depends on what they are watching, playing, or learning. So use Family Link app, actively. It is very, very, very useful. So you can as well invite another person to join your family. You can have a family of 6 or 8. You can invite another person to help you also manage. So this is pretty cool. I'm sure that we will all love it. So keep an eye on your kids' screen time. Like I explained, you can lock it, right? All the functionalities are there. Whether it is time to go play outside, have dinner, or just spend time together, you can remotely lock a device whenever it is time to take a break. So it is that easy. It can't it can't be simpler than that. Yeah. So that's more like it. And so I think it is important to have this conversation. So how would you talk to your children about screen time? Of course, this could be like a conversation we've been having in our families, but we are even curious to know. You can make use of the comment box. Again, how would you talk to your child, for example, on screen time should be handled? So I want you to make use of the comment box, so that we can really have this conversation. Balancing homework versus social media. Those are the conversation points. If your child only wants to spend time online, keep a positive attitude towards screen time. So I'm sure different people with different values, different families with different values. I mean, that is very, very understandable. But of course, it is important for children to know and understand why finding screen time balance is important. So, for this reason, we would like to suggest using these 3 discussion points for talking about screen time with your children. So, to begin, talk about how devices can sometimes cause people to miss out on things that matter to them, right? So you can talk about, you can use yourself as an example, right? To say, I mean, I was supposed to get this opportunity. If you have had that experience though, I was supposed to get this opportunity, but because I was so glued to my phone at some point, I miss out on this particular information. I mean, or somebody that this has happened, too. So you can do all of that. Touch on times when you weren't fully there for a particular moment because you were on your phone, and ask your kids if they have observed others like friends or family not being fully present with the people around them. Have your kids also experience ensure that your kids also state their own reason, or discuss whatever the experience they have had in the past. Let them also feel free to share whatever they think, it might really work for them. I mean, this is not the time to really impose our own values, our beliefs, or force them to do things. They can always get around things if they want to. So it's very important for us to have this conversation with them. They might decide to use somebody else's phone, when you are not there, right? So let's have more like a mutual understanding, to why we are doing what we are doing. So it's quite important for us to have more like a conversation, more like, a round table discussion to say, this is what I'm asking you to do, and this is why I'm asking you to do it. So those are the things that I feel will really, really work, for this kind of engagement. All right, so let's talk about sharing. The digital age has made it super easy to share info online, as we are able to connect with friends and families through our mobiles and social media. However, with this accessibility comes consequences. So, can you think of any negative consequences to the freedom of expression sharing online as children, as given children? So here's the thing. We like to share a lot online, and sometimes we don't even think about what the implication will be, whether it's news about us, or it's news that that flying around the web. So we just share. So let's try as much as possible to think about the implication of whatever we are sharing. And before we even share, it's quite important for us to validate the authenticity of whatever we are sharing. We cannot just be sharing everything that comes our way. We need to trace the source and ensure that the news we are sharing, or any information we are sharing, those news are valid. And we can really say, okay, this is the authority, this is the like a newspaper agency, or a particular body that shared this information. Until we are able to establish that, there is no point sharing an information that we don't know the source, right? And I know majority of us as parents, we are very guilty of that. So it's quite important for us to really, 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 really be careful of what we share. And again, we also have something we call digital footprint. And if anybody is carrying out research on you online, the person goes out there to check out your footprint. What are the things you are talking about? What are the things you are sharing, right? And that can really form an impression about you. That can really make that person to really conclude or make a decision concerning it. So it's quite important for us as parents to ensure that we share with care, and also to step down this knowledge or this information to our children, right? Ensure that you step it down, ensure that you don't just keep it within you, have this conversation with them. You don't know what they are sharing right now. So it's very important for you to have this conversation, and it's not just one off. You need to continue to have this conversation. Very, very important. So teach them about their digital footprints. Like I mentioned, like it says www World Wide Web. So the whole world is like a web, and you know what web is? It's connected, right, from one spot to the other. So your digital footprint is like your web, all the activities, all your footprints online, things you have posted, the comments you have made, the things you have shared. So we need to really discuss this with our children, to let them see that, yes, I mean, this is you. This is all about you. In these days, people see you before you are seen physically. They go online to carry out a research about you, and they already, form more like an impression about you. So it's quite important for us to ensure that we have a good positive digital footprint, so that we can really represent the kind of individual that is acceptable in our society, right? So help minimize social comparison. And in some cases, you see our children, they get to see all of those flamboyant things that, especially those so-called celebrities, what they post online. And they get worried because they want to live up to that standard. They see those people as their standard. So it's very important for us to have this conversation to say, guess what? It is not the way you are seeing it, that it is, right? Those people don't even talk about the bad parts of their story. I mean, you won't see a celebrity that will post, when he or she is in the village, except he wants to pull up a string, from there. So the whole idea is for us to have this conversation with them, to let them see that, it is not everything, it is, they don't post, they don't talk about their negative side, they don't talk about the poor side, they don't talk about the things that are not working, they only talk about, those good things. And those good things they talk about, they sometimes those things are not really true. So make sure that your child knows that what friends share online is just one part of the whole story, and it is usually the highlights. Remind them that everyone also has boring, sad, or embarrassing moments that they don't share, right? The other point is to teach them about oversharing, like we explained, the other time. So brainstorm solutions for oversharing, such as taking down what was shared, of fixing privacy settings. If it happens, help keep things in perspective. I mean, some embarrassing moments are serious, but others are just good learning moments. So you want to also do more like an exegete of what they have posted out there, and see how you can bring some of it down, and also help them with the settings, and let them know that it is not everything. I know people can share a lot, especially young people. I mean, we can share a lot. When you are eating, when you are driving, you are taking running selfie generation. Let them know that it is not everything that they share. It is not all their information that are supposed to be out there. Be clear about how you expect them to act online. I'm moving to number 4 now. Discuss responsibility in sharing positive content and not participating in harassment. So you need to be clear about how you expect them to act online, treating others as they want to be treated, and saying online only what they would say face to face, with other people. So those are the places, to really start the conversation from. So talk about tone of voice, and remind your children that it is easy to misinterpret someone's meaning online. So sometimes when you send a chat, sometimes it can go the other way when the person is reading. So it's also important for you to have that conversation. So encourage them to assume good intent, and talk to friends directly if they are unclear about someone's meaning. Talk about how good it feels to send and receive positive messages online. So consider using one of your own apps, together to send a positive comment or message. So make it practical. Let them know that you are also living it. You are not only talking it, right? So let's move on to our next slide. Family values. The digital age has made it super easy to share info online, as we are able to connect with friends and families through our mobiles and social media. However, with this accessibility comes consequences. Can you think of any negative consequences to the freedom of expression sharing online has given children. I mean, I don't know if you can think of any, right? Let me pause for a second to see if you can think of any, negative consequences to the freedom of expression, about sharing online that's given to children. So you can make use of the comment box to really, really share um, whatever you think. Okay. Okay, so let's move. Okay, so let's move. Establishing family values online, and this is very important. Um, if you don't have any rules or any principles that your family lives by, it will be very difficult for you to hold your child responsible for some activities or some negative actions that don't align to your own values. So it's quite important for you to have establish more like the kind of values. So what are the things? What should be the thing that our family should be known for? What are our values? What are the things that we've done in the past? What are we still doing? You need to have that conversation. Many of us spend our time on the internet through laptops, smartphones, and iPads. The internet, gives us access to the entertainment we seek online. So the whole idea is for us to know that yes, we spend most times online, but what exactly do we do online? And does it really align with what we so-called our values? So you need to have that conversation. So be clear about how you expect them to act online. Be clear, be crystal clear, talk about online harassment. I mean, it's something that is very, very good to talk about. And sometimes some parents shy away from those facts. They believe that, oh, these children will learn, as they grow. Yes, they will, but it is quite important for us not to leave that responsibility for the teachers in the school or for outsiders to do. It is our responsibility. Let's try as much as possible to have conversation with them. Don't shy away from it and have the conversation now. Don't feel that I will have it later or I don't want to talk about it. They already know things that you don't think they know, they already know. So it's quite important for you to really, let the cat out, have that conversation and talk it through, have the conversation with them, let them know. So you can talk about an online harassment, and a way to also go about it is for you to share an example if you have a personal example, or if you know of a friend, or if you have heard of any story, and you also get them to share if they have been harassed or they know of a friend, that have been harassed in the past. So talk about the power of positive messages online. Like um, I've been reiterating, it's very important for us to keep having this conversation. It's not just today, it is not just now, it's an ongoing conversation. Talk about the power of positive messages online. And it's very cool, it will be very cool for us to continue to let them see reasons why positive messages are very, very good, especially, to our society, in our society at large. So have such conversation with them. So pausing for a second, I need to know if you have any comments, if you have any what's it called now, questions, that you would love to ask me, please go ahead and ask now. While we'll pause for just a second. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Okay. Okay, so all your questions will be attended to while we move on because of our time. So discover family-friendly content. You the whole idea is for us to also personally, be up to date about the trend, be aware of some applications that are out there that are forced for good, right? There are so many educational applications out there that can be installed on your child's device. But if you are not aware about it, you won't be able to help your child with it. So it's also very important for us to really go and research into some of these content that are good out there. So what kind of content are children exposed to online? So family-friendly content, family-friendly provides a comprehensive set features for finding and managing family. So interestingly, on this family link, some content, some applications are pre-installed, which I'm still going to be sharing with you shortly. We'll get there very soon. They are pre-installed, so your child can start making use of it, immediately you launch the app. So you set content restrictions in Google Play through Family Link, blacklist or whitelist specific websites that you don't want your child to visit. You can blacklist it. Set filters for web browsing, and turn safe search on and off with Family Link. So even if you are using your device or like a laptop, if your child is using a laptop, you can turn on a safe search button, just so that the content that meant for adults will not come to your child's way. I mean, that's more like how to use the safe search button. So I'll set up parental controls directly on your browser. So your browser has what we call parental control. So please do that. Tools for search, like I said, safe search helps to filter explicit content out of search results. I mean, this is what safe search helps you to achieve on the web, right? So let's go on. This is how to turn on the safe search. Go to search setting. On that safe search filter, check on check or uncheck the box next to turn on safe search. At the bottom of the page, select save. So this is how you can see the picture. This is how to turn on what we refer to as safe search. So for YouTube, there is a restricted mode in an additional setting which can be enabled on the YouTube. So for your YouTube, for your children, you can enable the restricted mode, so that your children would not have access to some of these content that are not meant for them. So this is an example. You can see the pictures of what the restricted mode looks like. So this is YouTube for kids. For this there should be parent approved content. You can set time limits, block or flag matured content, review watch history. I mean, you can get to see what they are seeing, I mean, more like it on YouTube for kids. All of this are available on this that I'm even going to tell us about, right? So we have what we call read along, and interestingly, read along is inside Family Link. Now, so read along helps your child to learn how to read. Read along is an Android app developed to aid kids in grades 1 to 5 to learn to read confidently anytime, anywhere, using their own voice. It is a speech-based, it is a speech-based reading app that encourages children to read aloud, just the way they naturally do, making it an engaging way to learn to read. Read Along uses Google's existing speech recognition and text-to-speech technology that powers the Google as assistants to serve as a personalized reading tutor for kids. So it's really, really magical. I mean, the way it is, you can get your child on it. For some children who have used it, we've seen very, very positive feedback from them. They have really grown over the months. I mean, for the past 6 or 7 months, we've been getting children on it, and they have been learning very fast. They are way better than what they used to be right now. So Read Along is very powerful. It's part of the app that you will see on the family link. So how does Read Along work? We've talked a bit about it. Dia is an expressive animated reading assistant. Dia can read the entire sentence, highlighting each word as it reads so that the child can follow along. I mean, this is very, very super amazing, because you can practically say you have a teacher that is online that can learn, the pace at which your child can read, and can work with your child on the basis of that. It's AI, and it's been working perfectly. So you can reach out if you need any help when it comes to Read Along, and we can really, really support you. There's also what we'll call partners link that I will share in the chat box shortly, just so you can impute that while reading. Also, learn to read with the magic of your voice. Yeah, so I mean, that's the work of Read Along. So let's say, how do you protect your family from negative content? I mean, these are the things that we've talked about, and I think we can have some comment from you on how you can protect your family from some of this negative content. Yeah, so like I said, the number one thing is for you to start a conversation with them. Like, don't stop talking about it, have this conversation. And number two is to think before you click. Like, let your child know that he should not, or he should not be jumping at, clicking immediately. It can just take 1 or 2 seconds to think again, that if my mother or my father get to see this information, would they be cool with me? Or if my grandma, get to see this, will she be happy? Right. So if you cannot really answer that question affirmatively, it's quite important for you to review what you are about to send out there. So, have this conversation with them to say they should think before they click. Then supervise if you can. Maybe, this can be ideal for younger children. You can sometimes, when you have the time, you can, just take a moment to supervise, and, give adequate directive. Okay, so we've had that conversation. Number one, start a conversation, like we said. Number two, think before you click. And number three, supervise if you can. If you need to write down these 3 ideas, please quickly pen it down before we proceed. We are doing very well. We have very very small number of slides to cover, right now. So, so I don't know if you have any question. Please feel free to ask your question. If you do, yeah. So just drop it in the comment box. We will surely, attend to it. So protect your family's security and privacy. So what's the most popular social media platform for kids? Please drop that in the comment box. Do you have an idea? What do you think most, popular one? Is it TikTok? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram?